The Surah of Allah, Meccan period, Al-Najm 1. The Creator. Learn and teach in the name of your Lord, who created man from an embryo. Learn, teach. Your Lord is indeed greater than those who consider themselves superior. Your Lord taught by the pen. He taught man what he did not know. Enatsem, dwo? It's definitely not like you think. Despite the return to your Lord, when a person sees themselves as sufficient, they will definitely be reprimanded. When he prays, it provides mental and emotional support. Have you ever seen someone who obstructs a servant when he tries to enlighten society? Have you ever thought if that praying servant was on the right path, or if God commanded to be under his protection? Have you ever thought, what if that person who obstructs the one praying has been denied and turned away? Did that person who obstructs prayer not know that God is definitely watching? The Surah of the Pen, Meccan period, NRCM, check. Nun 50, the pen, and I am providing evidence that they have mythologized what they wrote and said line by line. You are not a madman, driven by hidden forces, thanks to the blessing of your Lord. And surely you have a lot of wealth that is not tainted by gratitude. And you are definitely on a very high moral standard. Surah Muzammil, Meccan period. Asiem on me, part. O you who are closed off in your home, at night, except for a short while, sometimes, half of the night, sometimes subtract a little from this, sometimes add a little to this. Get up and carry out your duty. While conveying the Quran that is being revealed to you, arrange it properly. Without a doubt, a very heavy word, is upon you. We will leave the Quran. The new formation activity of the night enhances mental efficiency. Comfortable, more powerful in terms of comfortable working. Is more effective in terms of words. Surely, during the day, there is a long effort for you. Mention the name of your Lord, and turn to him with all your being. He is the Lord of the east and the west of all directions. There is no God but him. Therefore, appoint him as your representative, setting up all assets according to a specific program, and recognize him as the one who implements this program by maintaining and supporting it. Be patient with what they say and what they will say, and part from them with a beautiful farewell. And leave those who deny the blessings alone. Give them a little time. Surah Al-Muddathir and Surah Al-Fatiha. Meccan period. Star 5. Oh, ready for duty person. Get up, right now. He is the one who bestows blessings upon all living beings he has created, and he is very merciful to his creations. In the name of Allah. All praises belong to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, who bestows blessings upon all his creations, and is very merciful to them. He is the owner and ruler of the Day of Judgment, where everyone will see the consequences of their good or bad deeds. No one else should be praised. You alone we worship, and we ask for help only from you. Of those whom they are not pleased with, and guide them to the path of the friends who have been blessed, away from the path of those who are lost in confusion. Show the right way. Warn them to inform, and immediately declare that your Lord is the most great. Do not tarnish your purity. Keep it clean. Stay away from doubt immediately. Remove the filth immediately. Don't be arrogant, thinking that the good you do is too much. And be patient only for your Lord. Because when the trumpet is blown, that is it. That day is a very difficult, very tough day. Only those disbelievers, it is not easy for those who have knowingly denied the divinity of Allah and their Lord. It is not. The Surah of Tabat is from the Meccan period, chapter 6 of the Star. The two powers of Abu Lahab have perished. He has also perished. His wealth and the things he earned did not benefit him. Soon, he and the woman with a rope of palm fiber around her neck will be thrown into the blazing fire. The Surah of Takbir is from the Meccan period, chapter 7. When the sun is folded up, when the stars are disturbed, when the mountains are moved, when their interests and best sources of income become useless, when living beings lose their characteristics of creation, when the seas are boiled, when the souls are grouped according to their beliefs and deeds, I groan to those who are made to moan. When asked for what sin he was killed, and his life was ruined, when the record of deeds is opened and published, when the sky is torn apart and opened, when hell is heated up and paradise is brought closer, every soul will understand what it has prepared. Given the situation, where are you going? This is nothing but a lesson for those who want to go straight among the worlds. The Lord of the worlds, Allah, does not wish for you to think or take advice. You cannot wish for it yourself. Surah Allah Mekapiriat Najem. Bless the glorious name of your Lord, who created and ordered, measured and guided, who brought forth the pasture and turned it into a black flood. From now on, you will also gain knowledge and share it with others, and then you will not abandon it. But if Allah wills, it is different. Undoubtedly, He knows both the open and the hidden. And we will make the things that are easiest for you, the things that will make you the happiest, easy for you. For this reason, you should give advice right away. If the advice is beneficial, it will be received with respect. The person who will be the most unhappy will also avoid it. That person will lean against the greatest fire. Then, within it, neither will anything die, nor will it find life. The one who remembers the name of their Lord, while purifying themselves and performing prayers, who provides financial and mental support, and strives to enlighten society, has definitely saved themselves. But you prefer this simple worldly life. However, the afterlife is better and everlasting. Surely this recipe for salvation is found in the first pages. It was in the scriptures of Ibrahim and Musa. Surah Al-Lail from the Meccan period, verse 9. The darkness of ignorance is illuminated by revelation, knowledge, and genetic traits. I am showing proof that Your efforts and endeavors are definitely scattered and fragmented. So who gives their wealth and earnings? If he enters under the protection of Allah and confirms the best, we will make it easy for him, for what is easiest. And whoever is stingy and considers himself above all needs and denies the best, we will make things easy for him in the most difficult situation. When they roll down into change and destruction, when they die, their wealth will not save them. Guiding towards the truth, and the good is solely our responsibility. The future, as well as the past, belongs only to us. For this reason, I have warned you against a fire that no one enters except for the one who denies and turns away, the one who will be the most unhappy as it blazes more and more, without expecting anything in return from anyone. The person who gives his wealth to purify himself, hoping only for the approval of the Almighty Lord, and who has entered under the protection of Allah, will be kept far away from him. And soon that person will definitely be pleased. Surah Al-Fajr from the Meccan period. Verse 10. Hiding the truth, associating partners with Allah, the fragmentation of ignorance, the Prophet's enlightenment over 10 nights. I show as evidence the fact that the relationship between Allah and His servants, and the covering up the truth, acceptance of partners with God, and the abandonment of ignorance. Surely your Lord is watching over you. Indeed, in these, there is a strong, convincing, and persuasive narrative for those who possess reason. 11. Have you not seen what your Lord did to the people of Iram, who were the owners of pillars, a city that had no equal among the cities? Have you not seen what your Lord did to the Thamud people, who carved out the rocks in the valleys, and to Pharaoh, who had mighty armies, and inflicted unprecedented tortures? Have you not thought about it? They had hanged in those countries, so they had spread corruption there. That's why your Lord sent down a whip of punishment upon them. Surah 12. As for man, whenever my Lord tests him and honors him and grants him blessings, he says, my Lord has honored me. But whenever he tests and restricts his provision, he says, my Lord has humiliated me. It's definitely not as you think. Verily, you, the orphan, you are not raising them with dignity and respect. You do not encourage one another to feed the poor. Yet you consume the inheritance in such a greedy manner. You love the wealth in such a greedy way. In a greedy manner? It's definitely not as you think. When the earth is flattened with tremors upon tremors, and the revelations sent by your Lord stand as witnesses, in rows. On that day, hell will also be brought forth. That person, on that day he will come to his senses. What good will it do him to come to his senses now? Say, I wish I had prepared for my afterlife. Now, that day, no one can inflict the punishment that Allah inflicts, and no one can strike the blow that He strikes. Natsim. Trend. Article. The person who has found peace by clearing all the question marks in his mind. Turn back to your Lord. Act in accordance with Allah's principles. You, too, will be pleased with your Lord. Come in right away into my servants, and enter to my paradise. Duha and Surah. In Shira Meccan period. NACM 14. The beginning of enlightenment, and the rejection of the divinity of Allah, knowing His Lord, and the acceptance of partners with Allah, the fact that ignorance has pervaded society, is proof that your Lord will not abandon you, and will not be angry with you. The afterlife will certainly be better for you than the before, and your Lord will give you will be pleased too. Did He not find you an orphan and give you shelter? Did He not find you as someone who was lost and guide you to the right path? Did He not find you struggling to support your family and make you wealthy? So do not distress the orphan. Don't make it worse. Do not scold the one who asks or seeks. And express your Lord's blessings through your words and actions. Did we not open your chest for you? Did we not relieve you of your heavy burden? It had definitely broken your back. Did we not elevate your status for you? So, there is definitely ease alongside difficulty. There is definitely ease alongside hardship. So it will either remain empty or it won't. Start something new right away. And he directed his desires only towards his Lord. The Surah of Time, Meccan period. Verse 15. The state of humanity in the age you live in is proof that those who believe and do righteous deeds, those who advise each other to uphold the truth, who consider each other indispensable, who encourage one another, and recommend patience, are the ones who truly matter. All the people outside of those who advise each other are definitely in complete loss, harm, distress, and pain. Surah Al-Adiyat, Meccan period, verse. Bless. Those who run out of breath, then those who throw sparks, then those who launch an attack in the morning, and suddenly those who raise a cloud of dust there. Then those who delve into the most valuable resources and possessions of a community are proof that, indeed, man is very ungrateful to his Lord. He himself is certainly a witness to this, no doubt he is. He is certainly very strict because of his love of wealth. Well then, do those greedy people not know that on the day when those in the graves are resurrected and brought forth, and what is in their chests is gathered and compiled, without a doubt, their Lord has truly informed them. The Surah of Kevsar was revealed during the Meccan period. Verse 17. Indeed, we have granted you abundant blessings. So pray to your Lord. Provide support both financially and mentally. Try to enlighten the community and face the difficulties you will encounter with pride. Indeed, those who belittle you are the very ones whose actions are futile and have no end. Surah At-Takasur, Meccan period, An-Najm. Blood. The reproduction race will keep you entertained and entertained until you enter the tombs. It's definitely not as you think. You will soon find out. It's definitely not as you think. You will know soon. It is definitely not as you think. If you know with certainty, you will definitely see the fire burning wildly. After a while you will definitely see it as a reality, just as if you were witnessing it. Then on that day you will definitely be questioned about the blessings. Surah Maun, Meccan period, NACM 19. Have you seen the one who denies the principles set by Allah, who determines the social order, and who will see the consequences of everyone's good or bad deeds in the hereafter? Have you ever thought about it? That is, the one who pushes away the orphan and does not encourage the feeding of the poor. Now, in their prayers, indifferent, insensitive, ostentation, performing salat for fun, providing financial and mental support, trying to enlighten the society, woe to those who prevent even the simplest things from reaching those in need. Surah Kafirun Mekkan period Najm 20. Say, O disbelievers, those who do not accept the divinity of Allah, your Lord. I do not worship what you worship. I do not worship what you worship. You are not worshippers of what I worship. You do not worship what I worship either. And I will never worship what you worship. I will never worship what you worship. You will not worship what I worship either. You are not going to worship what I worship. Your religion, your beliefs, and your principles of life are only for you. My religion, my beliefs, and my principles of life are only for me. Surah Al-Fil Makkan period Nichim 21. Have you not seen how the Lord dealt with the army of fools and imbeciles? Have you ever thought about it? Did he not thwart their evil plans? And he sent down upon them baked stones, clouds that rained down large grains along with stones. He sent a storm and turned them into a withered leaf. Did you not see how your Lord dealt with the fools and the simpletons? He sent down verses upon them, calamity upon calamities, which disturbed their conscience and uprooted them completely. Surah Al-Falaq Makkan period Nichim 22. From the evil of what he has created, and I seek refuge in the Lord of cracks, the one who removes all troubles within a certain program, from the evil of darkness when it falls, and from the evil of those who spit on knots, from the evil of those who break covenants, and from the evil of the envious when he envies. Surah Nas Mecca period NACM 23. From the unseen beings, from the known beings, from all of them, from the evil whispers of the insidious enemy that whispers evil in people's minds. Say, I seek refuge with the God of mankind, the King of mankind, and the Lord of mankind. Surah Al-Ikhlas, revealed during the Meccan period, verse 24. Say that, O Lord, there is only one God, Allah. Allah is the one who is unique, has not given birth, and has not been born. And nothing is comparable to him, only him. The NECM, Surah, Meccan period, NECM 25. It was revealed in groups. I will provide evidence for the descent of each verse. Your friend has neither strayed nor deviated. He does not speak out of vain makeshift desires. What he tells you is nothing but those groups of verses that have been revealed to him. He was taught by those with tremendous powers, intelligent, beings who have established dominion. And he is the owner of the highest horizon, possessing tremendous powers, being superior, and having established dominion. Then he approached with those who have tremendous powers, who are superior, intelligent beings that have established dominion. And immediately the ARD, earth, poured down in succession. Group by group, the verses came down. In one case,
it was 2 arc lengths away, and in the other, it was qualitatively closer. Immediately, it was revealed to the servant who possesses tremendous powers, is an intelligent being, and has established dominion, that there is a worthy place to sit next to the last cherry tree. It revealed what was revealed. At that time it was covering the cherry tree. The servant did not deny what his heart saw. Do you doubt what he saw? Are you struggling with him about what he saw? I will provide evidence of the situation of those who hide and flee to avoid listening to the Quran, the concealment of the truth, the progression of ignorance, and the arrival of light and maturity. Without a doubt, this is a word that is powerful in the presence of the owner, of the greatest throne of the Arsh, highly valued, obeyed, and a trusted messenger. Your friend is not a madman supported by hidden powers. I swear, he saw what he saw, clearly in the horizon, without his heart denying it, without his eyes being bewildered or straying. He is not stingy about the revelations given to him that no one has seen, heard, or sensed. This is not a product of his own reasoning. Star 26. Have you ever thought about this? Lat and Uzza, the other third deities? Is the male for you, and the female for Allah? This is how it would be an incomplete and unjust distribution. These are nothing but names that you and your ancestors have given, for which Allah has not sent down any proof. Indeed, even though the guidance of the straight path from their Lord has come to them, they only follow assumptions and what their souls desire. Or does every longing and dream of a person exist? In the hereafter, the world belongs to Allah, and there are many angels in the heavens whose help and protection are of no use unless Allah permits and is pleased with the person. Those who do not believe in the hereafter name the angels strictly according to the female names. Yet they have no knowledge about this. They only follow assumptions. Assumption brings nothing from the truth. Natsem 27. Those who turn away from the Quran and seek nothing but the fleeting life of this world distance themselves from everyone. What they will reach through knowledge is just this. Surely your Lord knows better who has strayed from his path than anyone else. He knows better than anyone else those who are guided on the right path. NHME Sushish. Whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth, it is for God to punish those who commit evil with their actions and to reward those who heal and beautify. Apart from some minor slips, it is for God to reward those who avoid major faults and abominations and who do not waste time or cause harm. Without a doubt, your Lord's forgiveness is vast. It is Allah's duty to reward those who avoid the major and abominable acts of creating defects with the best. Without a doubt, your Lord's forgiveness is vast. He knows you best, both when He created you from dust and when you were in your mother's wombs as embryos. So do not declare yourselves pure. God knows better those who are under His protection. So, have you seen the one who turns away? Have you ever thought about it? He gave a little and stubbornly held on tightly. Is the knowledge of the past and the future with him? He sees that too. Or has he not been informed? What about what is in the pages of Moses? And what about What is in the pages of the most loyal Ibrahim? The truth is that no sinner bears the sins of another sinner. The truth is that there is nothing for a person other than what he works hard for. And soon their striving will be seen. Then he will be given his due in full. Without a doubt, the final peace belongs only to your Lord. Without a doubt, he is the one who brings joy. He is also the one who brings tears. Without a doubt, he is the one who kills, and he is also the one who brings to life. Without a doubt, when God intends to create, it is he who forms the two pairs, the male and the female, from a single drop, from sperm. Without a doubt, the other creation is also solely his work. Without a doubt, he is the one who grants wealth, and he is the one who overwhelms with blessings. Without a doubt, he is the one who is the poetry, the knowledge, the consciousness, and your Lord. Necim, Shinove. Without a doubt, your Lord has already changed the name of those who came before and brought them to destruction. And the Thamud, thus, he left nothing behind. Previously, the society of Noah. Without a doubt, they were the ones who accepted partners with God, and they were more sinful and more rebellious than others. He brought down the cities that were turned upside down. He covered it up. So, which of the unique blessings of your Lord, who has weakened those he has weakened, do you doubt? What is it? What is explained in the Quran is like a warning from the first warners. The approaching apocalypse. Death is near. No one can prevent him from raising it from the roots of Allah. Well, now, you are astonished by these words, and you are laughing, but you are not crying. And you are the ones who do not use your minds properly. Come on, bow down and show submission, worship Allah. The Surah Abasa is from the Meccan period. Necim 30. The messenger frowned and turned away when a blind man came to him. Who knows? Maybe he too will be purified and cleansed. Maybe he will be advised, and the advice will be beneficial to him. As for that person who sees himself above all needs, even though you have no responsibility for his lack of purification, you still turn to him. But there are those who come to you trembling with knowledge, love, and respect. But there is one who comes to you running, with terrible from him, with knowledge, love, and respect. You are easily distancing yourself from him, thinking that what you are doing is better. Necim. It is definitely not as they think. The Quran is a thought-provoking book in the hands of honorable, good writers, glorified, and spotlessly cleansed within precious pages. Whoever wishes can reflect on it and take advice from it. Naciem 32. That person has fallen into an irreparable situation. How strange it is that he became someone who knowingly rejects God's divinity and Lord. From what did God create himself? From a sperm, God created and then measured and shaped. Then, while he was alive, he sent messengers and revealed books to make the right path easy for him. Then he killed him and had him buried. Then he resurrects him and brings him forth whenever he wishes. It is definitely not as he thinks. That person, he has never fulfilled what Allah has commanded him until now. May God provide for a person with their own food. We poured the water as much as we could. Then we kept digging into the ground. Thus we provided you and your animals with sustenance on earth. We have produced grains, cereals, grapes, clovers, olives, dates, lush grassy areas, and dense wooded gardens, as well as fruits and pastures. Then, when the terrifying sound of the violent impact comes, a day will come when a person will flee from his brother, his mother, his father, his spouse, and his sons. On that day, each person will have a task that will not allow them to be free. On that day, there were faces that were radiant, smiling, and bringing good news. And there are faces on that day, dust and dirt will cover them, and the dust has also taken on a form of work. These are the ones, yes, these are them, those who curse, those who knowingly reject the divinity and lordship of Allah, religion, those who do not recognize faith and sink into evil. Surah Al-Qadr. Surah Al-Qadr, Meccan period. Star 33. Indeed, we sent down the Quran, which is in precious pages, on the night of decree. What is the night of decree? What has informed you, taught you? The night of decree is better than 1,000 months. The messengers bring verses with the spirit within them, the life-giving powers that keep them alive, by the knowledge of their Lord's permission. They keep coming down until dawn breaks and they reach the light. Greetings from every task. Surah Shams, Meccan period. Star 34. The Quran and the social enlightenment it spreads. The messenger who follows the Quran and the believers. Societies illuminated by the light of the Quran. Societies deprived of the light of the Quran. Scholars. And the information that exalts scholars. Black ignorance and black ignorance. The principles and understandings that bring them to this state, those who have found their ego, and the factors that have ego, that Allah inspired in man, the instincts of excess and self-preservation, the abilities to commit sins, and to be under the protection of Allah, and coded them in His genes. Evidence. I will show that those who purify themselves have truly been saved. Whoever knowingly rejects it has certainly suffered loss. Thamud, denied due to their excesses. Among this people, those who will be the most miserable in the afterlife are their leaders. When they accepted the mission and left, Allah's messenger told them, "Take care of Allah's she-camel and ensure that it drinks water and lives." But they denied him. Without fearing the consequences, they cut off the legs of Allah's she-camel and killed it. Their Lord also punished them for their sins. Therefore, He brought them to change and destruction. Then He made them one with the earth. Surah Buruj Meccan period. Necim. Geçiş. He has learned the verses of the Quran. I show as evidence those who know good calculation, the moment of death, the ruins of societies that have been destroyed, and those who observe them. The grasp of your Lord is indeed very severe. He is the only one who first creates, then kills and recreates, and He is the most forgiving, the most loving. He is the owner of the greatest throne. His glorious honor is abundant in bestowing gifts. He is the one who does whatever He wishes to the fullest extent. Star. Did the news of those armies reach you? Have you heard about Pharaoh and the Thamud? Of course it has. The companions of Uhud were killed by the fiercely ignited fire. Remember, they were sitting on it and were witnesses to what people did. The reason they punished the believers was nothing other than their belief in Allah, who is very powerful, worthy of praise, and the sovereign of the heavens and the earth. It was nothing but their belief in Allah, who is a witness to everything. Star 37. Surely there is the torment of hell for those who torture believing men and women in the fires and then do not repent. The torment of fire is also for them. For those who truly believe and do righteous deeds, there are rivers of gold and flowing gardens. This is indeed the great salvation. But those disbelievers who knowingly reject the divinity of Allah and the lordship of their Lord are still in denial. However, Allah surrounds them from behind. Those people are still in denial. Yet Allah surrounds them from behind. On the contrary, it is an honorable Quran on a preserved tablet. Surah Tin, Mecca period. Star 30. I can show proof of the people of the Mediterranean region, the people of the Middle East, and the people of Arabia, as well as the beautiful, blessed people of the southeastern Taurus Mountains. I can show proof of people from all over the world that truly we created man at the most suitable time frame of the stages of the universe's formation. Then, except for those who believe and do righteous deeds, because there is an uninterrupted reward for them, we turned him into the lowest of the low. So, after this, what is it that religion is telling you about the day of judgment? Isn't Allah the most just of judges? The Surah of Quraysh is from the Meccan period. Verse 39. For the safety and well-being of Quraysh in winter and summer, for their safety and well-being in their usual journeys. Therefore, let them worship the Lord of this house, who has fed them and saved them from hunger, and provided them security from every fear. The Surah of Al-Qari'ah is from the Meccan period. Verse 40. Qari'ah. What is Al-Qari'ah? What has informed you about what Al-Qari'ah is? On that day, people will be like scattered butterflies. They will be like colorful wool scattered on the mountains. And immediately, whose scales are heavy. If their scales are heavy, then they are in a pleasant life. As for the one whose scales are light, here, their mother is the abyss, a deep pit. What has informed you about what it is? A blazing fire. The Surah of Al-Qiyamah is from the Meccan period. What is it? 41. No, I am showing evidence of Judgment Day. No, I am also presenting evidence for that self which is very blameworthy. Does that person think we can never gather his bones together? Yes, we are capable of reconstructing him from his fingertips, all his organs, and even his sense. Actually, that person wants to spend the rest of his life without recognizing faith and religion, drowning in evil. He asks, when is the day of judgment? Indeed, when the eyes flash like lightning, when the moon is eclipsed, and the sun and the moon are brought together, on that day, where will man flee to? Where will he escape? He says. It's definitely not as he thinks. There is no such thing as a refuge. On that day, the only place to stop is with your Lord. On that day, the only place to stop is in the presence of your Lord. On that day, that person will be informed about what he has sent ahead and what he has left behind. In fact, even if a person puts forward all their excuses, even if they put up all their barriers, they are still a good observer against themselves. Don't move your tongue to rush him. Surely the gathering and combining of what he has done and what he hasn't done is solely our responsibility. In that case, we will account for what he has done and what he hasn't done. When we gather him, you will witness his gathering. Then, the declaration of what he has done and what he hasn't done, along with the evidence, is solely our responsibility. It's definitely not as you think. The truth is, you love the world and neglect the hereafter. There are faces that will be radiant on that day, at that moment. They gaze upon their Lord. They are expecting blessings from their Lord. And there are faces that will be downcast on that day. They think that perhaps they are being helped. It's definitely not what they think. It's based on their collarbones. Who is the one who finds the cure? It is said that when the person is gasping for breath, realizes that this is the moment of separation, and when the legs are intertwined, on that day, being taken away is solely in the hands of their Lord. But he neither approved nor supported it. But, he lied and held back. Then he went back, stretching out towards those close to him. Destruction is very near to you. Again, destruction is very near to you. Does that person think he will be left to wander aimlessly? Wasn't it a drop from that arranged fluid? Then it was an embryo, and then it was formed. Then he arranged it so that from it he created two more people, a male and a female. Well, isn't the one who does all this the one who has the power to bring the dead back to life? The Surah Al-Humaza is from the Meccan period. What is it? Woe to all those who backbite and make fun of others with eyebrow gestures. He is the one who accumulates wealth and increases it, thinking that it truly makes him immortal, and counts it over and over again. It's definitely not as he thinks. He will surely be thrown into Hutama. And what do you know about what Hutama is? Surely he will be thrown into Hutama. What do you know about what Hutama is? It is a fire that climbs up over the hearts of people, ignited by Allah. Those are the extended pillars, endless troubles, locked upon them with wounds that will never heal on their backs.